Today we're going to take this piece of laser rod nd-yag and turn it into this. If you like this sort of stuff, be sure to like and subscribe for more. The design we're using today is Aria Akhavan's Tessellation 15, which has a lot of girdle and pavilion facets, and I tried to kind of cheat, only cut in every other facet with the 600 topper before cutting down to 1200 by saving time, although I lost time in the next step. And here is polishing the girdle, and you only have to polish a little bit of the girdle, even though there's a lot of faceted girdle there. So there's just a few millimeters that are polished that you can see through there. And here's the pavilion all polished up. It's just a very simple set of facets. Most of the work is in the crown. The stone is transferred, and I trimmed down a lot of the excess at about a 45-degree angle using a 180 grit disc, which was kind of a compromise between the very steep angles and the shallower angles of the dome, just to get rid of a lot of mass. And I've also cut in the girdle leveling facets, which are designed to cut down and set our girdle width down here. It's a little thick right now because this is cut down with a 600 grit disc, and so I still have to go back with the 1200 before polish. I'll lose a little bit of space there too, and then these facets will be very small, so they'll polish in or cut really quick with a finer grit disc. And now we just have to go through and create the dome using the rest of the facets. Pretty straightforward, although it does warn that errors compound, and so it'll be interesting to see where I'm at once I'm at the third and fourth tier of facets here. But we'll check back in a couple minutes. Our next two facets are in now. We have the original little wedge-shaped facets down here. Those are the girdle ones. And then these kind of inverted triangle ones those are crown 2. And the one that goes to the tip right now is crown 3, which is at 41 point something degrees. And there'll be another set at 43, so it's going to be pretty shallow difference between those two facets, kind of making a little square type shape, and we're moving along. Here's what we look like after 600 grit, cutting in all the stages. I did overcut with one big facet here. I didn't see where I was supposed to be cutting down to, so I went a little too far, but that will, I think, be fixed when I cut down with the pre-polished 1200 topper and go a little closer to the pavilion girdle, make that thinner. And I think it'll flatten just a little bit, and that'll be enough to get rid of that big eyesore there. Overall though, it looks interesting. It'll be cool to see what it looks like when it comes off the top all polished up. And I think I'll just skip to the 1200 step now. Everything's moved into place pretty nicely, and we're ready to polish. Hopefully things stay relatively close to where they are, because I think the meats are pretty good right now. You can see the light dancing across even the 1200 grit already, and the very tiny table on the top. All right, it's time to polish. And just like that, we're done. There's the table, very small, winking in the light there. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 more rows of facets, or tiers of facets. The stone's really dark on the outside, but when I turn this sideways, you can see the purple and what it'll look like when we take it off the top. Hopefully that's a good sign for, internal light play and all that. But I really like seeing the facets kind of dance across the stone here. Looks pretty cool. Can't wait to see it off the top. Here's our finished Tessellation 15 stone cut in neodymium-yag. There is a lot of color and light play in this, and that makes sense because there's 165 facets, or 163 facets, excuse me. The camera's having trouble focusing on it, there's so much. The backside looks cool. Oh, lost the focus there. The side profile, it's kind of a rounded top. And now let's figure out how much it weighs. 6.51 carats.